the essential insurance you need. Welcome, short-term rental hosts and hostesses. You've taken the leap into the world of property renting, but have you considered the risks that come with it? We're not talking about the risk of a difficult guest leaving a bad review, or the risk of accidentally eating all the complimentary snacks before your guests arrive. We're talking about the risk of property damage, theft, or other unforeseen disasters that could leave you with a hefty bill and a headache. Now, we know what you're thinking. Insurance is boring, stuffy, and expensive. But trust us, property protection is the cool kid on the block. It's like the James Bond of insurance, sleek, suave, and ready to save the day immediately. But before that, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to get notified of the next video from us. Shall we start? Understanding short-term rental insurance. Now that you've got the lowdown on property protection, it's time to dive deeper into one of its key components, short-term rental insurance. In short, pun intended, this type of insurance is like a superhero cape for your rental property, swooping in to save the day in case of unexpected events. Think of it like a safety net for your wallet, because let's face it, unexpected bills can be a real buzzkill. Short-term rental insurance covers a range of scenarios that you might encounter as a host or hostess. Let's say a guest has a bit too much fun at your property and ends up injuring himself. Without insurance, you could be on the hook for their medical bills and any legal fees if they decide to sue. But with short-term rental insurance, you're covered. It's like having a superhero by your side, ready to take on anything that comes your way. Benefits of property protection insurance. Property protection insurance, the ultimate sidekick for your short-term rental property. Not only does it have a cool name, but it also packs some serious benefits. Think of it like a big, cozy blanket that wraps your property in protection. From wild weather to pesky thieves, property protection has got your back. If Mother Nature decides to unleash a storm and damage your property, no problem. Property protection has got you covered. Or if a sneaky thief decides to steal your guest's favorite fancy gadgets, again, property protection is there to save the day. But that's not all, folks. Property protection also covers you in case of vandalism. Because let's be real, who wants to deal with a spray-painted rental property? And if your property is damaged to the point where your guests can't stay there, property protection can also cover the cost of alternate accommodations. Talk about a lifesaver. Types of property protection coverage. Listen up, rental wizards. It's time to talk about the different types of property protection coverage available. We're discussing the capes and shields that can save your rental property from unexpected peril. First up, we've got homeowners insurance, renters insurance, flood insurance, and earthquake insurance, all designed to protect your property in different ways. It's like a buffet of protection options. Pick and choose what suits your property best. Now, let's get into the details of the three types of property protection coverage. Replacement cost coverage will pay for the full cost of replacing damaged or destroyed property, while actual cash value coverage will only pay for the current value of the property, taking depreciation into account. And if you want even more coverage, extended replacement cost coverage will kick in if the cost of rebuilding your property exceeds your policy limits. But wait, there's more. If you're a host on Airbnb, you've got access to host liability insurance and host damage protection. Host liability covers your guests in case they get injured or their property gets damaged while on your premises. And host damage protection is like a superhero cape for your own property. It covers any damage caused by your guests. Finding the right insurance provider. Alright, rental heroes, it's time to find Robin to your Batman, the insurance provider that will have your back when unexpected perils strike. Because let's face it, we can't all be superheroes all the time. When it comes to finding the right property protection insurance provider for your Airbnb, there are some top-notch options to consider. OB is the all-around champ, the best overall insurance provider for Airbnb hosts. But if you're worried about lost income due to unforeseen events, Proper is your go-to, offering lost Airbnb income coverage. And for hosts who need custom coverage tailored to their specific rental property, Allstate is a great option. But wait, there's more. For low-revenue Airbnb properties, CBIZ can offer a great deal on property protection insurance. And if you're an investor with multiple rental properties, Farmers has got you covered with their investor coverage packages. So, Whether you're a seasoned Airbnb host or just getting started, there's a property protection insurance provider out there that's perfect for you. And with the right provider by your side, you can feel confident that your rental property is protected against the unexpected. Importance of reviewing your policy regularly. It's time to talk about why you need to review your property protection insurance policy regularly. Think of it like giving your rental property a regular checkup. It's important to make sure everything is up to date and functioning properly. Outdated property protection policies can leave you and your rental property at risk. Laws and regulations change all the time, and if your property hasn't kept up with the times, you could be in trouble. And as technology advances, it's important to make sure your policy covers any new systems or gadgets you may have installed in your rental property. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. By reviewing your property protection policy regularly, you can ensure that you're always up to date and your rental property is fully protected. Plus, it's a great excuse to take a break from your busy schedule and do a little paperwork, or hire someone to do it for you. We won't judge. So, if you want to avoid any nasty surprises or keep your rental property fully protected, make sure to review your property protection policy regularly. Tips for preventing damage and theft in your short-term rental. We know how important it is to protect your property, so we've got some tips to help prevent damage and theft in your short-term rental. After all, prevention is the best kind of protection. First and foremost, get yourself some property protection insurance. This will help cover any unexpected damage or theft that may occur while your guests are staying in your rental property. Next up, be sure to carry out guest screening. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Check your guest reviews and ratings from previous hosts before accepting the reservation. Make an inventory of all the items in your rental property. This way, you'll know exactly what should be there when your guests leave. And speaking of leaving, be sure to install a home security system to keep your rental property safe while you're away. Finally, consider keeping any especially valuable items out of your rental property altogether. If it's something you can't bear to lose, it's better to be safe than sorry. Liability coverage for hosts and guests. We know you're excited to kick back and relax in your short-term rental, but let's talk about liability coverage for a minute. It's not the sexiest topic, but trust us, it's important. Property protection insurance includes host liability coverage, which can be a lifesaver if something goes wrong during a guest's stay. Basically, if you're found legally responsible for any bodily injury or damage to property belonging to a guest or someone else, host liability insurance has got your back. For example, let's say a guest slips on a wet spot on the floor and gets injured. If you have host liability coverage, your insurance can help cover any resulting medical expenses or legal fees if the guest decides to sue. Or, if a guest accidentally damages your neighbor's property, your host liability insurance can help cover the costs. So, whether you're a host or a guest, it's important to make sure you have proper liability coverage in place. You never know what kind of curveballs life might throw at you. But with property protection insurance, you can rest assured that you're covered in case of any unexpected accidents or mishaps. How property protection insurance differs from traditional homeowners insurance. You might think that your traditional homeowners insurance has got you covered in case of any accidents or mishaps. But when it comes to short-term rentals, you need something a little more specific: property protection insurance. So, what's the difference between property protection insurance and traditional homeowners insurance? Well, for starters, property protection insurance is designed specifically for short-term rental properties. It covers your property and liability exposure while your home is being rented out by guests, which is not typically covered by traditional homeowners insurance. Another difference is that property protection insurance often includes additional coverage options, like host liability insurance and host damage protection. These options provide extra protection for hosts in case a guest is injured or damages your property during his stay. Well, folks, we've reached the end of our discussion on the importance of property protection insurance for short-term rentals. And let me tell you, after all the information we've covered, I hope you're convinced that property protection is the essential insurance you need to shield your short-term rentals. But don't just take my word for it. Take the time to research different providers and policies and find the one that best fits your needs as a host. And remember, It's important to regularly review your policy and ensure it's up to date and covering all your bases. So, whether you're renting out a spare room or your entire property, make sure you have the right protection in place with property protection insurance. Happy hosting! What will you surely remember among these guides we have for you? Comment down below and share it with us. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. See you next time.